Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Coming live. Fire up your heart, children of God. That's you, that's you, that's me, that's me. Celeste, semi-comical, evergreen type silliness. Like at it now, it looks like this one little one skiing down off that peculiar looking one. We're going to read the book of James again. I don't know the last time I did it. I think I usually try to read all the way through and then I might get a little bit. So I'm going to read the book of James. I'm going to start out with just the description of James that I have in my Bible and the very first chapter or part of. One of the hardest things for, I guess I should say me, but I'm going to have to say it's most likely for most believers, especially new believers, when trials start, and especially if you were taught in error that your life would be exponentially better, different things actually get amazing with the Lord, but a lot of that is internal work and things that you can't always see with the naked eye. Sometimes you can, and sometimes God does outwardly bless people. We have been blessed in a lot of ways, regardless of these other things that simply needed to come to a head with the Lord. I did what I thought I was supposed to do at the time to keep my family safe, and this is where we are. And the courts are, I don't know what they're doing, but they're playing a lot of sick games, so, with me, and I'm not going to get into that right now, but I want to read the description of James, the purpose of tests, and if I'm still feeling it, like I can get through, only because I have not read in a while in the scripture. I done a little bit of a challenge with myself and tried, at one point I did read every day. You're going to hear one dog kind of pacing around a little bit wild because he got his first bunny. Maybe they've gotten other stuff or nipped a little fur off a tail, but he's around 7, Hip and Po the pups, and he did this late. This was on a bathroom outing, and I don't want to discuss this any further than that. I was not feeling particularly comfortable going out as dark as it is, and to take care of that at the moment, and so then we have to stay in, but then I did worry about other predators, and I need to bury the bunny, and it's always pretty quite upsetting for me with these types of things. Not sobbing, not any of that, but I definitely try to sit back and reflect. I don't always necessarily just say, oh, it's just a dog thing, because we had a pretty trying day, and there was some really type of head game type stuff being played today with us at court, and then to have that kind of start off our new day Sunday morning, well, between midnight and 3, a bunny event. I take it as some kind of warning. He hasn't had a bunny any other time. The Epistle of James. Faith without works cannot be called faith. Faith without works is dead. And then there's also the part where you can't produce faith, or God will see through your works if it's done out of another place, self-righteous place, self-gratification. It's really about the heart, but in essence, if you believe in Jesus, most likely you want to share the good news. You want to learn the truth. We need encouragement sometimes to do that, to keep up with our walk. But in essence, if you're kind of doing well with yourself, with the Lord, over time it'll grow and grow, and more you're going to want to share what the Lord has done for you. It should be kind of a natural production of work. That's how I see it. Faith without works is dead, 226, and a dead faith is worse than no faith at all. Faith must work, it must produce, it must be visible. Verbal faith is not enough, mental faith is insufficient. Faith must be there, but it must be more. It must inspire action. Throughout his epistle to Jewish believers, James integrates true faith and everyday practical experience by stressing that true faith must manifest itself in works of faith. Faith endures trials. Trials come and go, but a strong faith will face them head on and develop endurance. Faith understands temptation. It will not allow us to consent to our lust and slide into sin. Faith obeys the word. It will not merely hear and not do. Faith produces doers. Faith harbors no prejudice. And here's the work, right? This is what the work is called. Faith harbors no prejudice. For James, then, mere words, it is more than knowledge. It is demonstrated by obedience. It is overtly response to the promises of God. Faith controls the tongue. This small but immensely powerful part of the body must be held in check. Faith can do it. Faith acts wisely. It gives us the ability to choose wisdom that is heavenly and to shun wisdom that is earthly. Faith produces separation from the world and submission to God. It provides us with the ability to resist the devil and humbly draw near to God. Finally, faith waits patiently for the coming of the Lord. Through the trouble and trial, it stifles complaining. The name James is, and I'm not going to try the Greek right now, in 1:1 is the basis for the early title, Iakobou, Epistle of James. Iakobos is the Greek form of the Hebrew name. Jacob, a Jewish name common in the first century, I apologize there. The first spelling, Iakobos, was considered the earliest seen. The purpose of task, James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting. My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, various trials, knowing this, that the trying of your faith works patience, produces. But let patience have perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that gives to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavers is like a wave of the sea driven, the wind, and tossed. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Let the brother of low degree rejoice in that he exalted, but the rich in that he is made low, because as the flower of the grass, he shall pass away. For the sun is no longer sooner risen with a burning heat, but it withereth the grass, and the flower thereof falls, and the grace of the fashion of it perishes. So also shall the rich man fade away in his ways. Blessed is the man that endures temptation, trials, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to them that love him. And that is surely for all humans. I think probably that's one thing they probably could have did a little better. Is just put in here God's people, human beings, man and woman. Okay. Faith obeys the word. That is the second part of chapter 1. And I am going to go because you talk about trials. Me and my husband, it's been many, many, many years with the county and different sickos in uniform. We're looking at 2 decades soon. For me, longer. So part of me wants to just discontinue YouTube, but it really is part of my testimony. And John said, it's the only recording we really have of it. And, now that they copyrighted the police brutality video after the second attorney was set up, and then they did the drama mama, kind of a slight drama stuff yesterday to make it quite uneasy and uncomfortable. Again, and Iker was hook, line, and sinker, lock her up for good, even after the forensics talked to my husband. So I just don't really anticipate being able to do these videos much longer. I'm pretty sure it's the end for me with the system there. They've worked on this tirelessly. They have tried so many setups on me, and this was the farthest they could really get stuff through to the toppity top. So, we are fatigued, rightfully so. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. And anyone that suggests otherwise, I think you really got to screw loose. That we should be really on top of the world right now. So, I just want to say, you have a great week. Read James regularly. The one thing about us humans is we really do like our creature comforts, and we really just want things to go away that aren't pleasant. For most humans, that's a natural go-to, and it takes strong training and diligence to attain the ability to really go through hell on this earth and think and believe still that God truly loves you and truly has grace and deep, deep compassion and care and attention. And it's the opposite of the world. It's repeated over and over again. It is not understood. And even when if we started out really reprobated or going down a road of coldness, cold-heartedness, when the switch goes back on with the Lord, and we're still working out the kinks of coldness, and I'm losing my train of thought. It's hard. We got in that cold place because we truly believed if there was a God, he didn't care. And until we can confront that, confront our own lack of care and love for ourselves, understanding the human experience with God, and that if we go about life as it's just random and it doesn't mean nothing, we're telling ourselves that our lives don't mean anything. And they do. But I'm not going to lie to you right now and say, oh, I've really thought this 52 years made a whole lot of sense. No. Quite the dead opposite. And I am mourning again, and I probably will be trying to take a few extra breaks. And this is really sick to me. It's sick what I saw in the courtroom with other people dealing with the government, the degradation, the haughty, disgusting, inhumane mentality of the courtroom in Monroe, Michigan was enough for me again to cry all day, I must say. When you know God is not around, the Constitution is ignored, things are they just go on by code and exactly for verbatim what the police say. No one is looking at police footage. No one is producing warrants for people. No one is proving that these people had actual legitimate police contact. Have a good day. Bye.